name is Emma. Welcome to my channel. I am a mom of twins, Montessori trained guide, and now I stay home with my boys and I'm doing Montessori at home. My boys are currently 10 months old. They're identical twins. And today I want to share with you our Montessori nursery tour. Recently, I have started a blog, themontessoritwinmama.com, where I am sharing about our journey raising twins in a Montessori home, as well as sharing some of my Montessori expertise from my years in training and my years in the classroom. So, a Montessori nursery is intended to support and help meet the needs of a baby, both physical and developmental. And one of the main ways that it does this is because it allows for freedom of movement. And there's four main areas in a Montessori nursery. We have an area for feeding, an area for movement, a changing area, and of course a sleeping area. So I get asked a lot, and there's a lot of curiosity around Montessori, but most specifically around the Montessori floor bed. And the main purpose of a Montessori floor bed is that it allows for freedom of movement. When the environment is prepared safely, we can allow our baby this freedom. And so I have taken the necessary steps to prepare the environment so that it is safe. Things like putting outlet covers on, securing cords to the wall with those wall strips, making sure the furniture is anchored to the wall, and by keeping things very minimal, quite honestly, having just a firm mattress with a fitted sheet, and instead of blankets right now we're using sleep sacks. One of the most important things I think as well is a video monitor, and that allows us to move the monitor around with the navigation, but that helps us to see where they are in their room and keep an eye when we're not in there with them and they're trying to fall asleep. Also, in our sleeping area we have a sound machine and I have some blackout curtains. Now I want to share about the Montessori changing area. So a few things to keep in mind. One, as much as possible in a Montessori nursery we want to create points of reference, and that just simply means that the child becomes familiar and comfortable with certain areas for certain things. So by setting up a specific area in our home for changing, then we are supporting their need for order as well as keeping things consistent. Now, in my circumstance, I had twins. I was feeling like I don't want to have to leave a level of my home. Like if I'm downstairs, I have to go upstairs to the nursery to change a diaper. And so I set up a few areas in our home that were for diaper changes. I set up one in our bedroom when the boys were sharing a room with us. Then I also set up one down in the living room, and even upstairs actually in our loft area. I set one up for the first few weeks because I spent some time up there with the boys as I was recovering. More recently in our Montessori nursery, now that my boys are 10 months old, I'm starting to set some routines in the morning of when we get dressed and things like that. And as they've been more mobile, they definitely wiggle around and diaper changes have become more challenging. So we've gone to doing more standing diaper changes. And I set up a little mirror on the side of their Montessori wardrobe, and now we can have them stand to participate in those diaper changes, and that works a lot better. Alternatively, you could use like a Montessori pull-up bar and mirror and have that in the bedroom. I did not set that up in their bedroom just because I chose to set it up in a different area of our home, but that could be part of the Montessori nursery. I made the Montessori wardrobe as a DIY project from an Ikea Kallax shelf. When we were assembling it, I didn't insert all of the shelves. By doing that, I left one side of it open for hanging clothes. I got a tension rod to hang clothes, and then we got some cube inserts for the left side and made that accessible. At the moment, they can open the drawers on their own, and I might kind of ask them if they want to grab their clothes out of there. Usually they're still not doing that on their own, but it's kind of setting the groundwork for what will come in how I will support them in making their own independent choices when it comes time for dressing. And the Montessori wardrobe supports that. Things are child size, accessible, and it's also small, so it allows us to offer just a few choices to our children. That's part of the changing area. Now, another area in a Montessori nursery is a movement area. Earlier on, when they were babies, I had a movement area set up that had a mirror and a mat or a blanket on the floor with their Montessori baby mobiles hanging. And as I've gotten older, probably around 6-7 months, once they were moving, that area definitely changed because the movement area has become now the house rather than this mat area prepared for them. And so earlier on we had that set up. Another part of a Montessori movement area can be the Montessori pull-up bar, and so now that is something that our boys are using as they've been working on pulling up to stand. And it's simply a mirror on the wall with a railing attached to the wall for them to practice pulling up to stand. Also, in a movement area, having a shelf that's low with a few toys and objects that they can play with is a wonderful way to support them being independent in playing with some toys. The last area in a Montessori home during the period of infancy is a feeding area. I had many feeding areas set up throughout our home because I was feeding babies all day long and still am. I had a cozy chair in my bedroom. We had a rocking chair, actually 2 early on, in the nursery for my husband and I to rock the twins to sleep. And then I had a gliding chair down in our living room for those hours and hours in the evening that I spent nursing and rocking babies. And the point of the feeding area is, again, to have it be comfortable, have it be set up with the things that you need. Early on in my bedroom, I had a whole basket of snacks nearby so that when I was hungry in the middle of the night because I was up with babies feeding them, I could have a snack and some water. The same idea of having points of reference apply with this feeding area. Ideally, you would have one area in your home that you go to feed the baby. Now, I found that that was not practical for my circumstances and probably wouldn't continue to be practical as I hopefully have future children, just because sometimes you need to feed a baby whenever you can and you can't go to one specific area in your home to do that. Now that the boys are eating solid food, we are able to have that area prepared, and that is one area that we eat. We eat at the kitchen table. I don't give them snacks up in their room or in the living room. We just have those meals at the table. And so that has been a really strong point of reference for them, where their high chairs are and where we eat as a family. That's our Montessori nursery. Again, it has kind of these 4 main areas, but then I've also expanded these areas to other parts of our home where we spend more of our time to accommodate those needs. Thanks for watching this video. I make one new video each week about Montessori homemaking, different Montessori concepts and ideas. If you have any suggestions for future videos, feel free to put them in the comments section. I will link all of my Montessori nursery baby proofing tips as well as the blog post I wrote about that in the description box below. If you're looking for more Montessori information and content, hit that subscribe button. Put your things in the comments, and I read all of my comments and would love to get to know you a little bit better. Thanks for stopping by and joining me as I share our Montessori home with you. Hopefully it inspires you and gives you some more information about Montessori and some ideas of how you may apply these ideas and principles in your own home. All right, thanks for watching. Until next time.